Hey, hello, Hal and Juliana, Chris, Aaron, Lorenzo, Madeline, everyone else. Welcome to Unit 2. I'm making this little video to give you an introduction to what we will be doing over the next 4 weeks. Now, before we get into Unit 2, let's rewind and let me say a few things about Unit 1. I'm currently busily completing grading your papers, and those should all be done no later than tomorrow, Saturday. And I know that I've got to catch up on those blogs too, and so you'll slowly start to see all of these points trickle in. All right. Congratulations to everybody for making it this far. We're just over a fourth of the way through the course, and I think that we've all got a pretty strong understanding of how the course now operates. Now, on to Unit 2. In Unit 2, we're also going to be dealing with this concept of critical literacy, although now we're going to look at this concept far more specifically than we did in Unit 1. In Unit 1, we kind of just were allowed to analyze anything, and we looked at advertisements, we looked at the novel, we looked at articles, and you guys wrote these papers, and you had some freedom in terms of how you guys wrote the papers, etc. Now in Unit 2, we're going to specify critical literacy and academic writing, and so now we're going to think about the sorts of moves and strategies that people use when they're building fleshed out academic arguments. And so to get into this unit, I'm going to ask you guys to do a couple of readings this week. The first reading is going to take us back to the novel. And I'm only going to ask you to read about 20 pages or so. And you guys are going to be concentrating on a conversation between Montag and Faber. And in that conversation, they're going to talk a lot about the role of books in the culture. And I want us to think about this role of books because this is going to inform how we start to think about academic conversations. I'm also going to ask that you guys do a short reading called Hidden Intellectualism. And the cool thing about this reading is that this reading is really getting us to understand that we can talk intellectually about things that may not seem to be that intellectual. And for us, this is cool because in this second assignment, you guys are going to actually be able to write on a topic of your choice. It could be a hobby or an interest or a current event that you're interested in. The possibilities are endless, but you guys get to decide. And the point is that you have to just make sure that you're able to talk about it in an academic / sophisticated way. And so we'll get into the details of that. In the blog this week, I'm going to ask that you guys respond to the sort of conversation that's happening in Hidden Intellectualism, and I'm going to ask that you address some of the points that are made in Fahrenheit 451. Now, I also want to briefly touch on the responses that you guys gave me in terms of some of the shifts we can make in the course. And now, I want to add one little thing to what we've been doing, and I want to highlight something that may interest you. Each week now, you'll see at the bottom of the page, I'm going to have an extra credit section. And one possibility for extra credit will be the discussion board, and I've started that, although people haven't taken me up on it too much thus far. So I'll try to give you subjects to discuss that are interesting to you and that connect to the skills for that given week. And then also, I'm going to create a little grammar extra credit. Some people were asking about looking at grammar, and I've mentioned a lot of grammar issues in your papers. And so you can read the grammar section in the extra credit to get more details, but I will give people the possibility of thinking about their own grammatical issues that they're working on and have the chance to get some extra credit for working on those very issues. So take a look. Welcome to Unit 2. I look forward to what we produce. Take care.